Hi, my name is Vicky. Welcome to A Farmer's Journey. Y'all, today we're going to take a look at week 8 of my Hopi Blue desert corn experiment. How is it handling our humid zone 9A Florida climate? Some exciting things are happening. We're also taking a look at what's not going so well right now, such as my tomatoes, okra, and cucumbers. Yes, all three, and discuss what happened and what I plan to do about it. And we'll take a brief look at what the chickens and Jack the cat are up to. Look at the corn, y'all. If you've been following along for the past 8 weeks, you can see how far along it's come. Look, we have ears. They actually have ears on them, and some of them have two ears. I am just blown away because the very fact that we do have ears tells me something worked. I must have done something right, y'all. And that's exciting. There's my little stalker Jack. Taking a nap, Jack? That's doubtful. I think you're resting up for the mischief you're planning next. And look, there are more ears on this side. I'm just so thrilled, y'all. Okay, Jack, I see you. You see? He sneaked over here and I didn't even see him coming. I'm telling you, he's up to something. I know him. Anyway, back to the task at hand. Yeah, the corn did well, but not all things had a happy ending. My tomatoes, they're on their way out, y'all. There's no way they could survive pest, disease, and heat all at the same time. But, well, that's expected here in Florida. So I'm not really disappointed because I have harvested a lot of tomatoes, guys, and was able to share some with family and friends. And that's what it's all about as far as I'm concerned. These black creme are prolific producers, and they have a nice smoky flavor and just the right amount of acidity and sweetness. Boy, I knew you were up to something. He's being careful not to hurt me, though. I don't even feel his claws. This is the GreenStalk that once had the Space Master cucumbers in it. But unfortunately, they succumbed to powdery mildew mainly, even though I did treat the plants with an Epsom salt solution. I guess it was just too late when I finally did it. And this is one of my Seminole pumpkins. It actually has what looks like squash vine borer damage at the bottom of the stem here. But whatever it is, it hasn't stopped it from growing. There are a couple of yellow leaves, but that's probably from either overwatering or underwatering. This is one of my 4 eggplants. This one took about 3 weeks to germinate. And look here, my sweetie pie and yellow dog watermelons. I decided to take a chance even though I felt totally out of my league. Look, look, there are even flowers on them. I'm excited to see what happens. And the Roselle bush, soon to be tree from the looks of it, it is growing so big. I'm just amazed. These are the remaining cucumbers. They were planted before the other ones that were in the green stalk. These are on their last legs too. But I had a huge problem with pickle worms over here, and not so much with powdery mildew like the others. Yeah, they're looking a little rough right now. I'm just waiting for the few on here to get a little bigger before harvesting them. I'm surprised that these few don't have pickle worms too. And look at my poor okra, y'all. I'm heartbroken. I absolutely love okra. So I was anticipating this okra, but it was attacked by root knot nematodes. I pulled up a few of the plants, and sure enough, There were galls on the roots, a sure sign of root knot nematodes. Some plants are still standing, but they're stunted. I'll be removing these and planting more in grow bags. Two more Seminole pumpkins here. I'm hoping to get a nice harvest from either these or the other ones. And over here are my yard-long beans. These are my sweet potatoes. We actually have a failure turned into a victory here. The potato slips I planted came from some small sweet potatoes I grew last year. There were actually more vines than potatoes, to be honest. Here are some of my girls. They're kind of looking over here at me in anticipation because usually when they see me coming, I have some treats or I have some garden snails for them. And oh my gosh, the snails, y'all. They overtake my garden after every rain. I put down some sluggo and it got rid of some of them in some areas, but it's not as effective after it's rained. And here we are in my grow cage, which has become my plant nursery and catch-all, I guess you could say. These are marigolds that self-seeded from just one of the marigold plants that grew here last year. These tomato plants were extras that I had, and they're ready to be pulled out as well. And my perennial flowers are still here in these nursery pots where I planted them from bare roots and tubers because I don't know exactly how or even where I want to set up my perennial flower bed yet. The green beans that were in this black GreenStalk are gone, though they lived out their lives to the fullest, and I filled my stomach to its fullest. So, what are my plans for my summer garden and to overcome the losses? Well, I want to plant more cucumbers and more okra to make up for those I lost to pests and disease. And more peppers too, only because I love and want more peppers. I'm not certain about tomatoes yet, but I do know that I need to make up my mind quickly if I want to plant more of them. I'm running out of time. I plan to cover some of the beds with plastic once they're empty to kill the root knot nematodes, and I'll replenish and prep the soil in the other empty beds and green stalks in anticipation for the fall garden. I hope you're encouraged about growing some plants that you're not supposed to be able to grow in your area. Give it a try. See if you can defy the odds. It's a fun challenge. And I hope you will subscribe and become a part of our community. I'll keep you informed about what's going on in my garden, and you can let me know what's happening in yours. And maybe some of my current or future videos about chickens can help you out with your chicken keeping. And maybe you can throw some good advice my way too. That's what communities do. Encourage and support each other, right? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Y'all take care. Bye.
Yeah.